All right, let's go Tampa Bay Bucks with a monstrous win over the Carolina Panthers, 48-14. Bucks go to 9-7, and Panthers fall to 4-12. Because the Commanders beat the Falcons last night, the Bucks are now in the driver's seat as far as the NFC South goes. Winning, you're in next week against Spencer Rattler's Saints. You and I were questioning the validity of the 9.5-point spread as of Thursday going into the game.
Yeah.
Both taking Carolina, who had been so feisty and playing all these close games, not realizing no Chuba Hubbard, no J.C. Horn, not realizing a depleted Panthers team was showing up. They still fought hard early on, but, man, the Tampa Bay offense just dominated. And credit Tampa Bay, but, boy, this was a pretty bad defensive performance by Carolina as well.
Yeah, it turns out the thing that we forgot largely is just how bad Carolina's defense can be and is and has been for most of this year. Some of the players that were playing significant snaps for this defense, former first-round busts at cornerback Caleb Farley, who got abused by Mike Evans for a touchdown grab in the end zone, Chandler Wooten at linebacker, Xavier Woods had a bad game at safety, Jacoby Windman, DJ Wanham, Shai Tuttle out there still valiantly trying to get himself a pressure. Just not a good group of talent. And Tampa Bay's offense has been really good. It's deep. It can pass the ball. It can run the ball. Baker Mayfield, when he hits that groove, is a really good quarterback. And early, it looked like this might be a shootout or a back and forth. Tampa Bay's defense made some plays. Carolina's didn't. And that's how you go from close shootout to utter beatdown.
The thing we may have mentioned, or maybe I mentioned on Thursday, with the season on the line, you can get the Baker Mayfield's going to ball out and Mike Evans is just going to be unstoppable. That's, happened to a point here. Evans, 2 touchdowns in the tight red zone, 8 catches for 97 yards, and Baker's numbers just ridiculous. 27 of 32 for 359, 5 touchdowns. Again, some of them are just walk-in, easy touchdowns, blown coverages, and it was bad from a Panthers perspective, but Baker was on. Bucky Irving was outstanding, 113 yards on the ground, 77 through the air. We did also theorize Rachaad White's fumble at the end of the game on Sunday night against Dallas was going to lead to, okay, this is Bucky Irving's backfield now, and the timeshare stuff is going to be much more in Bucky Irving's favor. That was the case. That dude is a big play waiting to happen. Every time he touches the ball, continues to prove it, and that's honestly one of the biggest factors as the Bucs are going to sit here potentially most likely hosting a playoff game against a good number 5 seed here, against either the Vikings or the Lions. The Bucky Irving factor to this offense gives them a legit chance to upset. It'll be at home, but upset a team like Minnesota or Detroit in that first round.
Yeah, absolutely. They're dangerous. I mean, this is another team that's capable of extremely high-end play on both sides of the ball, though certainly more on offense than defense. And Baker, as that streaky quarterback, I mean, when he hits those highs, he's really, really good. And he definitely does seem to, the more that's on the line, the better you seem to get from Baker Mayfield recently. I just wanted to give a shout out, as much as I generally dragged the entire Panthers defense, there was certainly a couple of play sequence. And the reason I remember this is because one of them was on Bucky Irving, where they got the ball out to Bucky Irving in the flat, one-on-one. And you're like, immediate missed tackle, positive play. Like, there's no way. Damani Richardson, the rookie, I think, safety for Carolina, on back-to-back plays. The first one was against Bucky Irving in the flat, where he made a one-on-one tackle really impressively. The second one, the same thing on the other side. I forget who got the ball that time, but he made back-to-back one-on-one tackles in the open field in a way that you do not see defensive backs do very often anymore. Like, the standard of tackling in the NFL generally has been atrocious, and yet Richardson is out there making back-to-back plays on defense on the rare occasion when plays were made for Carolina.
Part of the rebuild? Rebuild?
Based off those 2 plays, yes.
So Tampa Bay drove down pretty quickly. They score on the first drive, and then Bryce Young comes back with big-time throws down the field. I mean, he hit Adam Thielen with some absolute dimes again yesterday. We spent a ton of time talking about Bryce Young, but I would say this is another tick box in this blowout. He played well, got sacked a few times, had to deal with, he's dealing with just a lesser supporting cast, but he made some huge throws again in this one.
Yeah, it's a little unfortunate for him that, like, Adam Thielen still looks like his best wide receiver at the moment. the upgrades that they made to that side of the ball are not paying immediate dividends yet.
But yeah, I thought, they hung tough early on, and then Tampa Bay's offense, they were unstoppable, man. They can get hot offensively. They're, I think, 4th in the league in scoring right now this year. So they took care of business, and because of the Falcons-Commanders game that we'll talk about in a minute here, it's just Spencer Rattler's Saints sitting between the Bucs and the division. I think the Saints beat the Bucs in Tampa Bay last year. Saints played one of their better games to almost screw the Bucs out of their playoff hopes. I don't see that happening the way the Saints are playing right now. So the Bucs, I didn't see the early line on it, but it's probably double digits going into this game, and that's what Tampa Bay is looking at to try to get their 10th win and their 3rd straight division title.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else on this one?
No, other than, that the result of this game versus our analysis of it going in, that's why casinos in Vegas are significantly better appointed than my house is.
I didn't know how depleted Carolina was going to be. And Thursday injury reports are difficult to decipher. But Chuba Hubbard's out for the year. He's been a nice complementary piece to Bryce Young. I mean, they couldn't get anything going on the ground yesterday. Not having J.C. Horn in the secondary. I mean, Mike Evans owned Caleb Farley. Multiple routes, didn't have a chance. So that affected things quite a bit.
Yeah. I mean, I still think it was the Carolina defense just...
I know you care more. You're like 5th in our picks game here.
Yeah. Need those wins. Need them.
Harry's up to at least 17th now.
You said that. I believe that's misinformation based off my analysis of the
Or maybe it's for the week.
Yeah,
Did I misread?
that makes more sense.
Oh, that week 17 rank. Okay. What's his overall? Oh, he's tied for 62nd. Good for Harry, though. That's good. Way better than I am.
I mean, it's certainly better than you, but it's not.
Oh, yeah. They put it, So he's 11th in week 17, but 62nd overall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did lie to you.
Uh-huh. It's all right. I assumed that was the case and moved on.
Anyway, enough of this game.
Yeah. Thanks for watching all the way to the end of our video.
For more great content, click here to subscribe and here to watch another video. We'll see you again soon.